This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Motley Crue's Tommy Lee announced, at the start of the stadium tour, that he couldn't perform because he had broken 4 ribs. You may think he did it to suck his own dick, but don't be silly, he could already do that. He wanted to give Mick Mars 8 months worth of life-saving bone marrow. What a guy. Our IP Livecast starts now.
What a guy!
I've always said Tommy Lee's a great guy, of excellent character. No one could ever impeach anything about his... Hold on, I'm being handed a note here. Oh, dear. Okay.
Everyone everywhere talks about Tommy Lee's big heart. He has a big heart.
And penis.
And a lot of blood flowing to his heart.
And penis.
And he's sharing that blood with Mick Mars.
I'm not supposed to show my penis.
Welcome to RIP, a live cast. It is a lovely June Saturday afternoon. We are here with you for the next little bit. It's Rob.
It's the week of Juneteenth.
It's true. It's true. It's Juneteenth weekend.
How are you celebrating, Rob?
Rob, it's... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I am celebrating by avoiding saying anything offensive to my black brothers,
black people,
to my black brothers, sisters, and gender resistors.
Just for this one day, you're refraining from that.
Just for this weekend. Just for Juneteenth weekend.
You're a prince like Tommy Lee. You just expand. You don't even have to. There's only one day. It's so funny how, like, Pride Month, we just talked about Pride Month and all the corporations doing stuff for Pride Month, and they don't really care. It's the exact same thing for June 19th.
Oh, yeah.
The exact same thing. I'm surprised there's not like a Juneteenth Burger King burger.
Well, there was that Walmart ice cream.
What was that? I missed that.
Didn't they put out like a Juneteenth ice cream and then immediately got
they essentially
had to pull it?
Well, the backlash was that the flavor that they were doing, which was like a no, it was like a red velvet fudge. No, the flavor itself wasn't offensive, but the only other company to have that flavor, which put out the flavor before Walmart, was a black-owned small business. So the controversy was that they ripped off a black-owned small business to celebrate Juneteenth.
I thought it was going to be.
I mean, they support that black-owned business.
Let me see. Hey!
I thought it was going to be worse. I thought you were going to say like it was a KKK guy that had an ice cream company or something.
It was the My Pillow guy. Branching out.
Creamalicious was the artisan black-owned.
Isn't that your grinder name, Rob?
It looks really good though. The Creamalicious, I have to say. Let me put it up on the screen.
It's Daddy Long Balls, isn't it?
I have to say it really made me want to try this out. It looks great.
Now, this is the black-owned business or the Walmart version?
This is the black-owned business. The Walmart version is the Good Value brand. Let me see if they have it here. No, it's not on this post.
Well, Biden likes it. You just scrolled by Biden. We know he loves ice cream.
He'll love it. He loves every ice cream, though. Let's be fair. It's not necessarily.
He loves every ice cream except the black-owned business.
No.
When asked how many flavors of ice cream there are, Joe Biden said at least 3. So, at least 3. So
that's a deep cut joke.
Yeah, what's that a reference to?
He once was asked how many genders there are, and he tried to give an inclusive answer. So he said,
I think he did great. No, not a try. He nailed it. At least 3. That's the point. Look, we're going to criticize Joe Biden for many things, but that's the right answer.
It's not the right answer. It's like it's better than giving the wrong answer. I would.
And also, to be clear, it's not like it was an in-depth interview. It was just a guy with a cell phone that ran up to him and was like, "Joe Biden, how many genders?" No, it was like Project Veritas. It was like one of those troll.
Yeah, they tried to
troll
gotcha him.
So what is the correct answer?
And he answered, he was like, "At least 3."
It's always changing. That just sounds like a cynical way of saying you know what I mean? It's like, I have no idea. But...
Well, he's a straight white man. What is he supposed to?
He's also 95 years old.
He has no idea, and at least he knows there's more than 2 genders. So for that, Right. I give him points.
I agree with that. It's better, like I said, it's better than giving the wrong answer of 2. But it's not really the right answer either.
Well, so this is the Walmart brand that look like you can even like this is so unbelievably so Great Value is the store brand, like the Walmart brand. And so you can have Great Value Juneteenth ice cream, and it's the same exact flavor as that.
And it's just 2 like black hands high-fiving, but they only have 4 fingers each on this logo. Like I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at on the carton.
And there's also on the you can't see, and there's a third black hand giving a peace sign.
Oh,
it's like reflective a little bit.
It's very confusing.
The revolution has been completed, and white people have been eradicated from America, and that's why they're high fiving.
So yeah, it's been pulled. Sadly, what hasn't been pulled is the stadium tour.
Oh no,
starring Motley Crue, which has just kicked off.
Oh, thank goodness!
And we have to thank Motley Crue and specifically Vince Neil.
Why?
Yeah, the hours,
comedy. Yeah,
the hours and hours of comedy that they allowed us to create on the show.
That was a nice
That's
swerve.
exactly why.
You had me in the first half.
Abha writes, the only genders are people who are fans of Vince Neil and everyone else.
Well, I know what gender I am. I have no gender confusion on that issue.
No dysphoria here.
I am cis-hating Vince Neil.
Cis-hate. So yeah, and of course, for once, we have watched as Vince Neil attempted and failed miserably to sing Motley Crue classics that he would easily perform 30 years ago. And we would read about wonderful tales of how he's getting into the quote best shape of his life by like going to some fucking doctor in LA and like laying down and having a machine do his crunches for him, like with shock therapy.
That's one of my favorite videos I've ever watched on this program is that Vince Neil laying on a slab somewhere with a fucking like getting electrocuted through his abdomen. This is great, man. Fucking love this. This is the best. He walks out, right? He walks out and immediately gets struck by lightning. This is fantastic, man. Love it. Love it.
Run over by a Zamboni. That's the only crunch he gets.
I think we should revisit that video really quickly because it really,
please do.
It really was a classic.
Just that still shot is amazing. That's not a still shot. That's video. He can't move after this.
All over his face.
Oh,
I'm gonna mute it.
Give the play-by-play, Rob.
Okay, he's doing crunches.
Over 10,000 crunches right now.
Well over 10,000 crunches.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In his life, maybe.
So the footage we're looking at, it's Vince Neil laying on a bed and he's taking a selfie from above. So it's a very unflattering shot of Vince Neil. And he's earlier in the video when the music was playing, you saw footage of him doing like 2 crunches, and then his cute dog immediately runs up to him and starts licking him and getting in the way, and he's not
trying to save his life. The dog knows if he does more than 10 crunches, you probably die of exhaustion. He's man's best friend.
His body looks like a beach ball on top of 3 other horizontally placed beach balls.
And now he's bragging about how he's doing 10,000 crunches all by just laying down and having this belt around him that like is shaking his belly and sending shockwaves to it to simulate the muscle retractions of a crunch, which I have to say is totally an idea I came up with stoned 15 years ago.
Yeah, but did you put it into practice? No, you got to go start metal injection.
I did it. So I'm glad someone came up with it.
Is it the sham wow guy that invented this?
Well, it is a sham, so
yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you.
This is the saddest, creepiest shot.
It looks like he's in the ICU.
Yeah,
he looks like he's in a hospital bed. Like his eyes look like he's on another planet. Like he's totally disassociated. He has all these things strapped to his gut, which is popped out. Just like, come on, brother. This is how
the computers get the battery out of you in the Matrix. This is like the prologue, the prequel to the Matrix. This is how the first person who got put into the battery prototype.
I like it.
So all right, let's say I follow Vince Neil's ad and I'm like, wow, I really want to do 10,000 crunches in 8 seconds. Like, do I need to buy this fucking hospital bed? Is this all part of?
No, you go in for a sesh.
Oh, I thought it was like a portable thing. I was gonna say like,
no.
Does he just have a hospital bed in his house and he just happens to be laying on it while doing?
You go to the office. You go to the doctor's office for your workout.
They really need to make it more like modern and appealing. I feel like I'm a 79-year-old like senior in this fucking thing. Like, what am I sitting on this bed for?
Comfort.
Just put like a red put a Red Bull ad on it or something.
So it's getting you strong while you're doing it?
Yes.
It's getting you strong while you're doing it.
He's just laying there. He's
man with leg tattoos.
You have to like run the machine yourself? That's too much work. What am I paying for?
Look at this decor in there. It's like a funeral parlor. What the fuck is going on here?
Just in case.
It's a one-stop shop. Dr. Kevorkian's in the other room. Like, oh man, I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome.
So, with all this working out, where did it go? Did it help him?
Yeah.
Did he get what he needed out of it?
Yeah, he sings with his abs now.
Thankfully, now that the tour started, we have video proof to see. But first off, I want to mention that there was an injury to kick off the tour, and somehow it wasn't Vince Neil. It was, in fact, Tommy Lee.
Wow, that wouldn't even be my second guess. Yeah. There's one other guy who sustains lots of injuries in that band.
Somehow Mick Mars.
Oh, I see.
Full strength.
He's like laughing at these other guys now from his like iron lung. He's just like, you fucking dumbass. He broke a rib. How many ribs?
You stay injured, you don't have to get injured.
Yes,
that's the trick.
His bones just broke from him rolling over in bed last week. Welcome to the club, asshole. He's that meme, the guillotine guy, like the noose guy. First time.
All right, so here's the footage. First night of the tour. Now, again, this stadium tour is very expensive. Very, very expensive. The worst seats in the house cost over $100, like $125 for nosebleeds.
To sit so far away that you're basically watching a YouTube video.
You're basically getting the sound of the live show, but the visuals, you're just watching screens. Like you don't see anybody. You're way too far away. So, like, for example, it is going to be tonight. It is at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Okay, well, you can get Miami, yes.
Spanish it is.
Okay, the shittiest seats are actually okay, you can get 45. Oh, these are resales. That's why. The resale tickets have tanked. But let's see. If you were to get a regular ticket, non-resale, the shittiest ticket is $45 plus service fees, which ends up being
$400.
$134 for 2 tickets. So that's unbelievable.
It's like what, 20 something in service fees each.
Yeah, so that's like almost 60% service fees. And that's also Miami. It's a cheaper market. Let's see what City feels.
60%. I don't think that math is right. But
no, it's 50. It's what it was, a 20 on a $45 ticket.
Yeah,
it's less than 50%.
No, it was more than if it's $130 for 2 tickets.
Right.
That's how much a ticket?
65.
65. So it's 45.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck off.
You said it was 45 initially, and then we said it was 20 in service fees. So that's what I was.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right. You're right. It's a little less than 50.
Jeez. All right.
It's still absurd. Okay, here we go. Here we go. At Citi Field, the shittiest tickets are $90.
Oh my God.
Before service fees. So
Citi's Field is huge too. Like it's like a baseball stadium. So it's like you're gonna be even farther away, probably, like at the top of
right. So one ticket is $118.
Stay home. Just stay home.
Just go drive to the parking lot and listen to it from the parking lot.
Or or just Google him singing like shit. There's like a million videos.
Yeah,
just watch the livecast.
Just watch us. Yeah, give us a few minutes. We're gonna play some. Anyway, so first day of the tour, at the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the Motley Crue thing. This is Motley Crue's big return to venues now. Like this tour has been delayed for 2 years because of the pandemic. And the first thing you see is Tommy Lee coming out. And here's what he says. Let's play this video.
Dick?
Could you hear it?
Yes.
We did it. We showed up at a place. Congratulations.
We got paid millions of dollars to show up, and we actually showed up.
We got here without any of us dying.
Well,
like 4 broken ribs. One guy has no bone marrow left. Other guy's electrifying his own abdomen, but we made it.
We did it.
What I got to tell you is, about 14 days ago,
I pooped my bed.
I fucking broke.
Whoa! Extreme close-up of his crotch right here.
I don't know. It looks like his whole body, Rob. I don't know that that's a close-up.
No, hold on. Right here.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, I see. Did you zoom in though?
No, they zoom out.
I fucking broke. Not one, not 2, not 3, but 4 fucking ribs. Right here.
Yes, we know where your ribs are, dipshit.
Also, we know he knows how to count to 4, so that's impressive. He's a drummer.
He's
though.
a drummer.
You need to. Yeah, that's the least you need to know.
I know. I wish I had a fucking badass story like me and Conor McGregor fucking scrapping out at some fucking bar or something, but I don't.
Conor does like beating up old men, but I don't know if you're quite old enough yet, Tommy, for that.
It's funny. He's like, I don't have a cool story. So wait, what's the story? How'd you break 4 ribs, Tommy?
Well, Shannon had the scoop.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, I hope you guys have a fucking great time. And my boy Tommy Confettos.
Play some fucking music, asshole.
Was this at the very beginning of the show or just right before the Motley Crue set?
I think right before Motley Crue set.
Okay.
Back here, he's gonna help me get through this because the doctors told me no playing, bro, no playing. And I was like,
shut up. Who cares?
Are you fucking high, bro?
Are you fucking high? Are you fucking high, bro?
We got a fucking tour to do.
He's determined to play along with that synced up track no matter what.
Shit. My boy's gonna help me out here, and I'll see you guys later. On with the goddamn show.
Yes. Lip syncing starts now.
So what I don't understand is, so he can't play. He's injured. Why is he there?
He's gonna play through it, Sid. He's a warrior.
Well, I thought they replaced him.
No. He plays a few songs. Most of the set he is not playing, but then he'll come out to give people their money's worth.
So like the slow ones, or how is it determined?
I don't know.
What did a doctor say? Okay, you could do 3 songs, but no more than that. You could just do the encore. Or like, did they make the doctor listen to the set list and pick out the least intense? Like, how does that? I'm confused.
Poor doctor. Fucking Motley Crue.
I've been resting and healing, and even though doctors tell me I shouldn't play at all, I'm stubborn and I'll beast through the pain every show for as many songs as I can.
The next headline is Tommy Lee now has 17 broken ribs.
Seriously. Like, dude, it's okay. You're just the drummer. It's fine. You're famous.
Yeah.
But
he's arguably the most famous member of the band.
Okay, so he's there. He showed up. He waves at the beginning. He could be like the mascot.
You're 62, dude. Like, listen to the fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Seriously.
62?
I don't know. I just picked the number
Let's
out.
see. That sounds like it could be right.
Can't be far off.
59.
59. All right.
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how Vince Neil sounds.
Oh no.
Now that now that we know that Tommy's not around,
has
all of his hard work paid off?
His voice.
What was that, Sid?
Vince has sympathy pains for Tommy, so he's also playing hurt.
Oh, okay. And he's got like one ab muscle left. Burned all
Is
the
that-
other one.
Is that how Tommy broke his ribs? Was he riding shotgun with Vince to the liquor store?
I thought you were gonna say he walked in and electrocuted himself on his stupid ab.
the thing was too tight. Convicted him.
Don't get in a car with Vince Neil. You're asking for trouble.
Oh my god.
The future is
surprised.
ours. That's a weird slogan for Motley Crue. The future is ours. How much of it is left? What are you surprised by, Rob?
I'm surprised they're playing in daylight, but I guess it's like if they start at like 8:30 even, it's still going to be
All
light
these
out,
people get home. The audience is older than it used to be. They're in bed by 9.
They're the ones he called Dr. Feel Not So Good after 9 p.m.
right? Wow. You know, I love that Vince Neil has to wear like a caftan just so like all of his curves are obscured.
He's got a fucking Mrs. Roper dress on.
He really does.
He's auditioning for the Golden Girls reboot.
Oh my god.
Let's see that entrance again. That was incredible.
Straight from B. Arthur's wardrobe closet.
Look at that. Oh my god. I just love the sleeves.
Rose, I can't talk now. I'm performing a show with my band.
Like isn't that a Golden Girls plot? Vince Neil steals one of their caftans to do a reunion show.
Just doing crossovers every week. It got real. That's when they jumped the shark.
All right, let's see how he sounds.
Sounds like B. Arthur.
Oh man.
I can't tell.
It's intentionally low in the mix.
Yeah. Amen. This is like one of the easier songs, I feel like. We gotta get to Home Sweet Home.
Kickstart My Heart, I think. Kickstart My Heart, I think, is a hard one.
That's the one he always
all,
fucks up to.
Yeah.
That's the one where he forgets the words, too.
Oh, that's right.
Kickstart My Heart! Kickstart My Horse, he's singing.
This is really one of their better songs, for sure.
Yeah? They got a lot of good songs. I'm joking
They
around
do.
Motley Crue, but they have like 3 solid albums.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like, their earlier stuff actually fucking rocks, and then they, sold out or whatever.
Dr. Feelgood is the first album I really can't stand by Motley Crue.
And even that was like a hugely successful album.
Yeah, that's when I felt like it was just pure, consciously, like Aerosmith in the 90s, like just trying to make a hit album
Yeah.
with no soul to
I have
it.
to say, this is really impressive visual effects they're doing.
It is.
Because they're doing live effects on them on the video. Woo!
What? He does the Bruce Lee thing.
Well, he's dressed like he's living in a dojo. So it makes sense.
Just like one of the 7 samurai.
Hamurai, is that something?
Yeah, it's Vince Neil.
I can barely make
Sounds
it out.
awful.
I can't even hear it enough to tell whether he sucks or not. That's how low
All
it
right.
is in the mix.
We have Looks That Kill. Should we do that? Should we do Home Sweet Home?
Home Sweet Home for sure. That's maybe they'll like it's like such a power ballad. Maybe they'll focus in on his singing.
Or he'll just let the audience do it.
That's true.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he took off the Mrs. Roper dress. Okay.
Is Mick Mars in a face mask? I can't tell.
Let's see.
Or is that just because they're about to perform surgery on him?
Oh, see, they got Tommy Lee out for this one. He can play this one.
Well, he's on piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No drumming. He's using his ribs to drum. That was the
my God. Mick Mars is in a mask, right? Maybe?
You mean like a COVID mask?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a decorative, like a slip.
I don't know. It's something. I just see it's.
His
I don't see
face
his
just
face.
lacks contrast. It just lacks contrast.
He's
That's
just
all.
a wraith.
Yeah, his face rejects any shade.
Totally translucent.
Is that Buckethead, maybe? You seen the Buckethead mask?
Can't really. It's too far away.
Honestly not that bad.
This is not the hard part yet. Oh, there you go. It's definitely not as bad as the other videos we've seen. That's good. I'm done. I'm good. You get one verse, people. That's all. That's it.
Those drum bass, the bass sounds huge.
Abha says the real Mick Mars died 10 years ago and was replaced by a lookalike. But, honestly, if you told me that this is the Mick Mars who died 10 years ago, I'd believe that too.
I just weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. They went too authentic with the replacement.
Yeah. You're supposed to replace him with a viable, healthy person.
All right, let's see one other one. I feel like this one isn't really.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. He doesn't sound good, but he's not atrocious.
Yeah.
Clearly, he was just holding back on the solo tour.
The highlight of
He's
that
I'll give you guys 40%.
The highlight was him.
Girls.
Like a gold. It should be Golden Girls. Episode title. What's rising out of the? What is that?
They're
Is
just
that oh my God!
Android women with big robot tits.
What does this have to do with girls? Isn't that about strippers and shit? They're just,
Well, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is future girls.
Yes.
Giant 50-foot android cyborg women are gonna dominate us.
Is it like a cross promo with the new season of Westworld, maybe?
And their dancers are all.
Oh my God!
I just want to point out this is how much they knew Vince Neil would suck. That they were like, he's not going to keep the show going. We're going to need to hire dancers to at least distract these people.
Yeah,
while he's
100%.
They're basically Gwar now. They're gonna chop off the head of the cyborgs at the end of this.
I do think it's a nice touch that all the dancers, though, are the illegitimate children Vince Neil fathered during the Dr. Feelgood tour. They're just giving him work now. It's a full circle moment.
He sounds so bad there. Did you hear that?
No.
Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
It's all of the people that Razzle was supporting when he died.
The bass is blowing everything else out. It's kind of a bummer.
I mean, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. There might be.
Same old situation. Oh my God!
It's very low.
Don't we want it that way?
I mean,
the contrast of Vince Neil and all these zichrachene old farts playing these songs about having sex with strippers and everything, and then the actually young women walk around on the stage is so fun. It's like they're his nurses or something.
It's like what?
It's like they're his nurses. It's like they're his home attendants.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure all the dancers have some low level of first aid training, just in case.
She's got like a defibrillator in her high heels. What? Like it's like the women haven't aged. Like the same women would come out on the stage in 1987.
Yeah,
but this is their granddaughters.
Well, imagine if they had those same women now.
Yeah, well, that would. I'd
like
actually
3 deaths per show.
That would be more interesting.
Great.
Tickets would be even more expensive.
Even if nobody dies, like you have that tension that they could. Vince Neil wouldn't know what to do with that ass right now. Come on, let's be real.
Wow, this extreme close-up of him, you really see all the work he's done. He's really trying.
What do you think these girls are thinking, other than I got my paycheck?
No, that's all they're thinking.
Hold on, go back. Let's listen to this.
But Sid, I gotta challenge you on that point. I'm sorry, but that is, I'm sure that's why they're there. No argument here. But you got the money, it's already in the bank, and now you have to do this. There has to be some thought there. Like, what the
thought
fuck
is, where are we going for dinner after the show? And is it time for that already? Or are we done yet?
Do you think they secretly want him to keel over just so they get like an hour off earlier?
Well, do they still get paid for the full gig if only part of the gig happens? I don't know.
Oh, it could be by the minute, you're saying.
Yeah. Do you think the guys in Def Leppard are like banging these ladies like pre-show, and Vince Neil's very angry and jealous and it's causing friction?
Do you think the girl that gets stuck with Rick Allen gets upset that she only gets half the attention that other girls get?
Well, put him together with Tommy Lee, and you got one full drummer at this point. So maybe they just double team.
He's like, I only got one arm, but I got a total complement of ribs. Got all me ribs.
It's like a crippled Voltron.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, where are the women going? They're gone.
No.
They activated the blowjob device too early.
Look at how not into it the audience is. They're all just like looking around.
They're looking around being like, wow, I spent $4,000 for this?
They're like, is it worth it to just go now? Anybody else? They don't want to be the first one to leave. But if they see other people headed for the exits, they're going to go. An improvement.
All right. I think
my goodness.
We got so Motley Crue on the road. Go see them. If you want to burn your money, I don't know.
How many dates will be canceled because of injury or COVID case? Something.
Well, COVID case, I don't think any of them are hanging out with each other after the show, so I don't think that'll be a problem.
Well, Mick Mars is masked up, so
yeah,
he probably has had. Oh, go ahead.
Dusty Rose Muffler writes, all the people at the show stormed the Capitol.
They don't have the energy to storm anything, those people.
Yeah,
they slowly walked up the steps.
They stormed it in spirit from television.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if they actually stormed it, they'd be locked up right now. They wouldn't be free to go to a concert.
Oh, they have 4 broken ribs like Tommy Lee.
Oh, no, that's why he's got the broken ribs.
He's right next to John Schaefer in that photo. Who knew?
Oh, my God.
Good times. Well,
we're
still going on.
Doctor, stop the steal good.
Votes. No.
Yeah.
Votes. Get Mike Pence to not certify the election.
You sound better than Vince Neil.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be in Miami tonight.
You're going to fly
Orlando
down
tomorrow.
Oh,
they're in New York next week. Oh,
you should try to find out when they're going to be in the same city, coincidentally, as an AEW show, and then you could do two things at once. Just fly.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I'm going to be in Chicago next week. Hopefully, I'll run into Zach Beats. Was he from Chicago? I don't know.
I think so. He was from
Illinois, like suburb. It's weird that we had someone on this show who currently lives in Chicago and was on this show for about 4 years. And the first person you think of when you go to Chicago is Zach Beats.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll see Sean. That's true. I have to reach out to him.
Yeah, now that you make sure to mention that I reminded you that you have to reach out to him.
Hey, Sean, remember how you were like all about Chicago? Are you still there? Are you still doing that whole Chicago thing?
I totally thought of this
suburb
by myself.
But yeah, I'm going to be there next week for the AEW New Japan pay-per-view. I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm excited for that, just to watch it on television. They've been doing such a great job with the Dynamites to hype this up too. Like, it's only getting more hyped the more I watch the weekly shows.
I feel like they're kind of, I mean, the show is a week and a half away and it doesn't feel that way. Like, I feel like they're a little behind on the hype a little. Like, not all the matches are announced.
Well, I can see that. But I mean, just what they're putting on the air. Like, just when Tanahashi just came out, I popped,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, all that
writer? Is that Tanahashi Coates?
No, that's
he wrestles now?
That's Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh, that'd be cool, though, if someone did an angle where they were like a very progressive writer that touches on issues of race. And he just wrestled like racist dudes.
They should just have Tanahashi just wear multiple coats when he comes to the ring.
Just go very literal with it.
Yes. Fortunately, he doesn't speak very good English. So, like, he came out and he had like a little back and forth with Chris Jericho. And it was like 95% Jericho talking. And then he just goes, Jericho, shut up!
And the crowd went nuts. It was great.
Jericho complaining about Domino's Pizza for 15 minutes?
Should have been. That would be great. I'd buy that paper.
It comes with a free thin crust.
That's what I wanted to say when Jericho called into our show. Shut up!
But that wasn't even the biggest story in professional wrestling this week, actually.
Right. So, do you know about this?
I've seen headlines, but I'd like to.
I think everybody knows about it, but like the big story in pro wrestling is that Vince McMahon has been accused of some potential improprieties.
Big
shocker. But the board of directors of the WWE, they got an anonymous tip from a friend of a former employee of WWE who said that Vince McMahon paid her $3 million in hush money to not talk about their sexual relationship, which has since ended. And that she is scared for her life.
Well, yeah, now that she's ratting him out, I'm pretty sure it ended.
So the way the story goes is this paralegal was hired. And by the way, this NDA was signed in January of 2022. This isn't from like 20 years ago. This is from this year. So this paralegal was hired at $100,000 a year. And then allegedly, once her sexual relationship with Vince McMahon started, was bumped up in pay to $200,000 a year, which this is the big smoking gun here. This is where Vince could really get in trouble because he is using company money for his like personal sexual gain.
But I'm sure he's just gonna say like, I gave her that money because she did a fantastic job. Like, you can't. Can you actually prove that it was done for that reason?
Well,
I'm sure it was, but I'm saying like how
the way you would prove it is, does her role position like does her position at the company, her employment position, deserve that kind of salary bump that quickly? And the answer is probably no. That's where the
subjective, like a great,
well, but what other paralegals are getting paid? I think she got paid $200,000 to then become so the salacious part of the story is that once Vince was done with her, he, quote, and this is a quote from the anonymous tipster, passed her like a toy to the head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, the former Johnny Ace.
Meaning to work for him instead, or for him to fuck instead?
To work under him and have the same arrangement that Vince had where he fucks her.
Well, that's the implication, but it wasn't directly said. But
she did go to work for him, so we know that part.
Yes. And that eventually they gave her an agreement where they gave her $1 million up front and $2 million over the next few years to shut the fuck up. And she's like terrified, and that's where the anonymous tip came in, and then the board of directors. So to put this in perspective, the WWE board of directors, it isn't like, so some of the board of directors, it's Vince, it's Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, Nick Khan, who is basically Vince's number 2 guy right now. But then everyone else on the board of directors are not people from within WWE. They're people from the corporate world that they like brought in as kind of like, we need more credibility, like, and just having your name attached, like, we'll pay you 100, like, these are millionaires that they're like, we'll give you some pocket change just to say that you're like affiliated.
And if you fuck us, we'll double it.
Well, but for those board, and so these board members, one of them is like a Sony Pictures guy, one of the CEO of Barstool Sports is on the board of directors.
Highly reputable individuals.
But let's just say that
but there's people with prestige corporate positions that are on this board. So they are the ones that have paid a independent law firm, a legitimate independent law firm, to file an investigation into these allegations because they don't want their names besmirched.
I mean, you jumped into this company. I think you're sort of besmirching yourself with eyes wide open at that point.
Well, I mean, to a point.
I think it's well, we joked around saying in the beginning that, oh, what a big shock that Vince is doing something shitty, but there is a shocking part to the story, which is that after his like 40 years of doing shitty things, he might now actually be removed from his position, which was not the case ever before. Like, he just ran the company and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think what Sid said has merit, which is like, they knew what they were getting into. They did know what they were getting into. This is not like naively being blindsided by this. I think Vince McMahon is just such a fuck up in every single way that this is like a sort of a way of an excuse to just get rid of him.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But in the corporate world, I feel like if you watch WWE, I feel like I am of the mind that like the biggest detriment to WWE creatively is Vince McMahon. Like, he needs to go away. But if you're in the corporate world, I feel it's the opposite. I feel people are like, the only person that understands how to promote wrestling successfully is Vince McMahon. That's like the viewpoint from people that don't pay attention. So
wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that? I didn't follow you there. What did you say about Vince McMahon?
I said people who don't follow wrestling, people who are just in the corporate world, they assume that the only person that can successfully run a wrestling company is Vince McMahon. And that if he's not there, they're fucked.
Well, but so far he is the only one who's been able to do that. Right?
But hold on. But partly because they have a monopoly. Like, he crushes anyone else that
right, but like you have to dive into it to understand why he's the successful one. But if you're just on a surface level paying attention, WWE can't be successful without Vince McMahon.
But I object to that in two ways. First of all, the people who jumped into this, two things. At the very least, they've been in this company for long enough now to know that he's not all there. Like, I'm not saying these board of director people. I'm saying like shareholder, just corporate America, like their corporate sponsors, all that.
The view from the outside looking in.
They grew up on WWF and they just think he's a genius still, and they don't delve into it that much.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So anyways, but this is very bad right now, and it's bad for their corporate image. It's bad for potential, like, sponsors might be like, oh, I don't know, this is again, like, we have our,
I was okay when it was Kane raping a corpse, but this is a bridge too far.
That was the story. This is real.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really rape the corpse.
It was, first of all, it was Triple H. It was Triple H.
Was it?
No, it was Kane.
Triple H in a Kane mask.
Oh, okay, well, all right.
No, but the story was that Kane really raped the corpse, and Triple H put the mask on to mock him doing that.
Right, but we don't know. But we don't know that really happened. It was just
we don't. Anyways. I know what happened. I was there. I held the
Kane's
camera.
An elected official now. He wouldn't have done something like that.
Not now.
So this is pretty bad for Vince, because the fun thing is that during their investigation they uncovered more NDAs that Vince gave, and so Vince's lawyer, his defense is like, oh, this was a completely consensual relationship, and Vince paid only with his own personal money. But that's not completely true, because she did get that raise. Like, the $3 million is Vince's personal money, but the raise, that's where the red flag is. So here's my thing. As it stands right now, this is like a very juicy story, but
it's like an episode of Succession.
Oh, and there's even another layer to it, which is Stephanie McMahon, his daughter. She was the chief brand officer for years, and a month ago, abruptly announced she was taking a leave of absence to focus on her family and stepping down from her role, which was very shocking. And people were like, oh, there has to be something more to this. And then the next week, there was a story in a business publication where anonymous WWE executives were basically saying, oh, yeah, well, she didn't do her job too well. That's why she had to leave. Like, they were kind of shitting on her. And it's come out that the reason that happened was because they were afraid the stock price would have been affected. So they had to dump on her. And then so she leaves. 2 weeks later, this scandal came out. And then based on the timeline of her resignation, and when the board of directors found out about these claims and these allegations, she knew about it at the time that she quit.
So she just left and agreed to get shitted on. Like, okay,
she didn't necessarily agree to that. She might have not known that was happening.
It seems like really the whole point of her stepping down, if they're asking her to step down so that they could say the fault was with her.
No. Nobody. I didn't say they asked her to step down. We don't know why she stepped down. We don't know if somebody asked her, if she decided to. But then, the implication in these gossipy stories after she left was that she wasn't bringing in the business that they needed, and blah blah blah.
Just to cover their ass, they said, "Well, we didn't need her anyway. She wasn't."
Helping us, they were covering their ass. But then the following week, Vince McMahon is getting into trouble, and it's a bad look for him to stay on as CEO while he's being investigated for, using his position for personal gain. So he has to step down. Who is the only person that he's going to trust to take over the role, which is very clearly a figurehead position, because he's stepping down from his chairman and CEO position, but still maintaining control of WWE Creative. Like, damn it! Like, the one thing I wanted.
Well, it's completely ass backwards, because the one thing that they do well is make money. It's like the one thing he's successful at.
Yeah,
somehow, no one knows how. The fucking show has sucked for 25 years, but they make money. Somehow they pull out his fucking Saudi dead bodies of Yemenis or whatever. But the show sucks, and they're still letting him book the show.
Yeah, it's more. So Stephanie has been brought back after she did a terrible job. She's been brought back, and now she's the interim CEO and chairwoman of WWE. Now, how does this work out? To me, I think this is totally Vince doing an optics thing. Give the press is going to forget about this. There's going to be some other scandal in 2 weeks. This is all going to die down, and then that's it. He'll be back to business as normal.
And you think he's running it through Stephanie, or is she just her own woman or whatever?
I think that he thinks that she is just a figurehead, that he's still running the show. Everything's still going through him.
But what's going to happen if she doesn't think that? He's going to go tell her do this, and she says fuck off. Like
that's when things get fun.
Do you think she'll do that though? Is my point.
Well, I don't know. I don't know there's a lot of unanswered questions on what the interpersonal relationships are here. How does Stephanie feel about how, like, Stephanie and Triple H are obviously they're both on the board and they're like a team, right? What are their feelings towards Vince? What are their feelings towards Nick Khan, who is he's kind of the guy, the number two, basically. He's running the ship. He's the one making these crazy deals for billions of dollars for rights fees. That's elevating the value of the company. He's arguably the most important member of the company behind Vince, if not more important than Vince. And what is his position? Is he loyal to Vince? Is he loyal to Stephanie and Triple H? What was their drama with Stephanie and Nick Khan, which led to Stephanie deciding to leave? Or are they on the same page, and do they think Vince needs to leave?
It really is like Succession. It's absurd.
Exactly. And it's like there's so many angles. Like, who leaked the story to the press? How did the press get a hold of this? This was only something reported to the board of directors. Certainly it had to be a member of the board of directors that went to Wall Street Journal, or maybe it was the woman herself or her friend that leaked this to the Wall Street Journal. Like, there's so many. This is more interesting than anything WWE has written in over like 20 years. So,
well, to your point there, they opened SmackDown with like Vince McMahon's gonna come out to the ring. You got to tune in, and then he just walked out and just said, "I love the fans. The fans are great here in Missouri, or whatever the fuck they were."
That was the weirdest thing.
And then he walked out. He didn't address this. He didn't use it as a story. He didn't do anything. He just said, "I love the fans. The fans are fantastic." And then
let's watch this. So this was really weird because I feel like there's all this controversy, all this, Vince McMahon is stepping down, and he's announced he's going to be appearing on SmackDown tonight, quote, in character. That's kind of how they were promoting it to the business trades. Where it's like, what other media figure has been accused of, inappropriate sexual behavior and then is like, you know what, I'm going to go up in character and talk about this?
I mean, only presidents of the United States. Otherwise, nobody.
That's fair. Or Kevin Spacey with those weird Christmas videos.
My God, yeah.
Yeah, normally it should be like, just lay low for a couple of weeks.
I'm
going on television, damn it. Dusty Rhodes Muffler says, if only Test married Stephanie.
Oh,
we'd have a different.
At least Vince didn't bomb Serbia to distract from this story.
Yet. We don't know. Hold on. So here, let's see. And also, the thing that struck me about this is he both looks and sounds so old now.
He is very old.
Yes, but Sid, it happened all of a sudden. Like,
it happened
so
quick.
He was really old and didn't look old for a while, for a long time. He was really like 2 years ago.
Voice,
he is very puffy.
This was 2 years ago. He looked like decent for his age.
It is a privilege, as always, to stand before you here tonight, the WWE Universe.
Like out of breath.
Especially a privilege to stand here in this ring in Minnesota.
Oh, shut up. Cheap pop.
The cheap pop.
Unironic cheap pop.
You of the 4 words we
the 4. Oh.
Not the 14 words, Rob. Don't worry.
Okay. Woo.
Imagine.
He starts quoting Mein Kampf.
Oh, no.
Hey,
in character.
Yeah. Hey, want a scandal? I'll give him a scandal.
He's a great promoter.
I transpired upon the ring.
He knows how to book the end of his own career.
I'm here simply to remind
you. Hear that? You hear it?
I hear it. Don't see it though.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
I'm here simply to remind you of the 4 words we just saw and what we call the WWE signature. Those 4 words are then, now, forever, and the most important word is together. Welcome to SmackDown.
And that's it.
Bye.
So Isn't that weird? So, and also they piped in crowd cheers and they found like any person cheering him. And I was just so thrown off by this because he's saying the most important word here is together. Like this really was a political propaganda speech because he's almost saying like, hey, if you like WWE, if you're a fan, you have to support me here. We're together. We're all in this together.
I mean, eventually he's going to die. Eventually there's going to be no matter what he does, there will be a WWE after he is involved.
Your ticket money and merchandise money went to that fund so I could cover up me banging one of my employees. You're in this with
set
me.
Up an OnlyFans and share it with the people who invested.
You're all complicit, damn it.
Finally share those Trish Stratus nudes that he's been hoarding this whole time.
He has them.
Do you think Vince is more of a Viagra guy or a Cialis guy?
Both.
Whatever.
And for those that don't know, the difference, Cialis, it is I believe it is a medication that you take when you assume you're going to have sex at some point that day. So it will potentially keep you aroused throughout the entire day, whereas a Viagra is more of an instant.
You pop it right
within a 4-hour window, kind of.
So Cialis is for optimists and Viagra is for pessimists.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also
knock on wood. That's the one thing that works on me. I'm 48 years old.
Don't knock too hard.
I get boners. I get unwanted boners still at this point.
Right now? Show us.
Not right now. You're both very unappealing.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm just kidding.
Get Vince McMahon back on the screen, Rob. Quick.
Yeah, that'll get me a boner. I don't need Cialis for that. Hit that corpse. I'll knock 4 of his ribs out.
You'll double your salary for it.
I'll take it. What's he paying me now? 0? Oh, never mind. I guess I'm doing it for love of the game.
You get like a free Peacock account. How about that? Like
Peacock for cock.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen there, but I assume nothing. I don't think anything's going to happen.
These rich old fucks mostly get away with it.
Yeah, like exactly. And to me it feels like they don't want Vince to step down. Like WWE, like the board wants to find any way they can for him to get away with it, or not, like for him to not be accused of any wrongdoing, I should say. But
well, then why would they investigate it at all?
Yeah. Because they don't want to tarnish their names. But if there's a way to do this where everyone gets out scot-free, it's fine. I don't know.
Risky.
I don't know. I think the majority opinion is, how could you not want Vince McMahon out of this company? I mean,
if it creates a power vacuum, and then everybody else could take a step up.
Right.
But then, like it'll create chaos, and then the stock price will go down, and then people will lose money, and they want to make money
in the short term. But I think the people who have the ability to step in and be the successor all believe they can steer the ship and make it even more money than Vince McMahon is making it. Because
do they?
I think they might believe that. I don't know if they can do it, but I think that's the thought process. It would be mine if I was a stockholder. You got to look at it as not what the actual bottom line is that they make, but what's the potential. Like if they had the resources of WWE, but they also did a good show, you're telling me it wouldn't increase their profits? Like if their ratings,
I don't think because all their money is guaranteed at this point.
It's guaranteed until the next contract comes out, and then you can negotiate a new contract, and you make more money if the show is more valuable.
The show is already valuable.
It is valuable, but it's an opportunity cost. It's like, what could it be if you actually did a good show and you had all these resources and global networking and all that?
To be clear, Darren, I agree with you. I am just taking the position of the like corporate devil's advocate. You know
I agree. I understand you're not really saying that, but I just think it's such a no-brainer to me. I think people get lost in the fact, they made $3.1 billion so over such and such a time, but that is a huge amount of money. but you're talking about potential that's lost because this guy's an insane narcissist and senile. Like, I feel like it could be double that, triple. Who knows what?
Yeah,
it could be. Sky's the limit.
Well, we'll see how this plays out, and we will keep you posted because this is important stuff.
Do you think it would be better if Triple H was? I mean, he has a heart condition now. I don't know if he even wants the stress, but like, if he was the new Vince McMahon, do you think the show would be a lot better, or do you think it would be like
it was good when he was doing NXT?
Or would it be a different poison, you think?
I think it would be good. I think the only person preventing it from being good is Vince, because everything that I've seen, even like looking at like former writers, even recent former like writers that have recently quit, they'll talk about story arcs that they've written out, and I'm like, oh, that would have been a great way for that to go, and then he just rips it up. So it's like the main bottleneck is just him. Everyone else is very good at their jobs. They understand basic storytelling. It's just he pushes back on it.
I think I'm 90% agree with you. I think if Triple H was the boss, would be better. I think there are certain people in that company that are Vince McMahon acolytes, and if those people took over, it would just be more of the same shit. I think.
Are any of them the actual acolytes?
Well, that would be a disaster, especially JBL. Oh my God. He would literally be doing Mein Kampf on the air.
Oh my God.
Didn't he do the white power salute in Germany and he got in trouble that time? They went on a tour in Germany, and I guess he was trying to be a heel and troll the audience, so he did a white power. Okay. He did a Pantera.
Yeah.
then he had a backpedal.
White wine.
Yeah, he transpired upon the ring.
He can't be racist. He was tag team partners with a black man.
Exactly.
He went to dinner at Ron Simmons' house
once.
Yeah.
Left as soon as possible.
The lasagna was really bad, so he was disappointed.
Freedom!
Freedom!
Yeah. Freedom to eat good lasagna. All right, that concludes our WWE talk.
Darren, what happened with your phone?
It broke. This is
no.
kind of a funny story. Well, funny in retrospect. It wasn't funny at the time, but as you know, I do sports officiating, so it's like this crazy time when the girls' high school softball is like just going nuts. It's like all of New York City. They were in the semifinals and finals. So I'm going to do all these huge games in front of like actual big crowds, all the parents come and everything, and stands. And they started being real strict with the uniforms. Like I have like a powder blue umpire uniform that I was using all year. Turns out it has to be with a certain logo, and I didn't even have this jersey, and like no one sent me an email or looped me in or anything. So I asked a homie, you know, I need a jersey. Can you lend me a jersey? Sure, no problem. I picked it up until my jerseys came in the mail. Like I ordered them. So I borrowed this jersey from him, and I was wearing it for like 3 days until my shirt came in the mail. So the day that I got my shirt, by total coincidence, I'm working with the homie. He's my partner. So I said, oh, perfect. I'm going to bring him back the shirt, and I'm going to go to the Italian bakery, and I'm going to buy him some Svugliadelle, and I'm going to buy him some. I found out you can't do that because I was going to be out in the sun for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So the guy told me this, by the way, side story, this Italian bakery, it's on 5th Avenue. First of all, wonderful, great
Manhattan?
stuff. No, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Bay Ridge. And the guy's
what's it called?
like, I'll look it up. But
is this Lesky's?
It's with a G. I can't recall it right now. I'll look it up during the show when I have a free minute. So the guy's like such a stereotypical like Italian off the boat accent. Sounded like Mario, basically. You cannot leave it into the sun. You gotta anything you buy, you gotta be in a chocolate. So I said, all right. So he's picked out a nice assortment for me of these beautiful cookies. Wonderful. I'm like, I'm going to give this to this guy for him and his family and thank him for the shirt and all that. I pay for this shit. I leave. I walk out. Boom. This guy's on a scooter and almost murders me.
Like on the sidewalk?
On the sidewalk. I spin to get out of his way. He doesn't touch me, but he diverges my path. I trip. I almost do a complete 180.
Oh, no.
I land smack dab on my phone. And I realized later on the box of cookies, the cookie box is now the beautiful. They tie it with the little red and white string, crushed, still closed, so I can still give him the cookies. But crumbs flew out of the slit, you know.
Oh, you don't want a crummy slit.
All over the shirt that I laundered for him. It's streaks all over it, crumb streaks. I'm like, this motherfucker. And I look up and he's down the block and the guy's like looking back and laughing at me.
Oh, no. Fucking
and
asshole.
I was like 20-year-old me would have ran 150 miles an hour and knocked this fucking guy on his ass off of that fucking scooter. But anyway, I tripped, landed smack dab on my phone, broke the screen. Now I got to go back to this field with the disgraziata box of fucking cookies that's crushed like a car compactor and hand it to this guy. But I explained it to him, you know. And then he called me and said the cookies were great. It wasn't like a big deal. And thank you. And I'm sorry you got hurt. I got slit. My finger slit again. My finger got sliced open. It was bleeding I bled all over the bag that I had the shirt and the cookies in. So I'm like, I got a hand. So I went and got a new bag. Luckily, it didn't get on the shirt or the cookies. Thank goodness. Wow. Bad day. Scuffed up my umpire pants. Yeah. So now my phone didn't work also for a week until I got a new replacement phone. Rob, did you check out for my whole story or did you hear?
I heard everything. I just want to say disgrazia is what Russian people call Joe Biden too.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Is that similar in Italian?
No. I just love that. My favorite ongoing joke is like taking American or English words and making them sound a little Russian, like, oh, this is compromat, or like this is disinformatia. You know, like,
is compromat not really a Russian word?
I thought that was like an actual
thing. No, it is a word. No, but like, no, compromat is a word, but then like people took that and then like disinformatia is not.
I've never heard that.
Various folks on the Twitters.
Oh,
like disinformatia is not a Russian word.
I've mostly seen like people say disinformatia at like making fun of liberals doing that with words.
Okay, but either way, I'm into it.
I'm sure someone has said it. That's how it became a meme.
So what happened? So did you end up getting a new phone?
Yeah, I finally got it. I got it like 2 to 3 days ago, and it's.
Is it an iPhone?
Great. No, I would never ever get an iPhone.
Oh, that's sad.
Rob was the one on that scooter. He was trying to.
Yeah, my plan failed.
Direction. If you break,
I wasn't on the scooter. I paid the guy.
Well, he didn't hit me, so you're a regular Tim Lambesis.
Oh, God damn
Just to be clear, I want you to break Darren's phone.
So you went to jail, and I was in the next cell next to you, and then the guy got out, and the guy actually almost hit me anyway.
That's sad.
Rob, don't ever try to murder your husband when you get married, because I will wind up in prison. Probably get the death penalty.
No. What phone did you get? All kidding aside,
I got a T-Mobile branded phone, a Revel, which I'm very happy with.
Is that only called T-Mobile Revel?
Yes, and it's like fairly new. I think it's 2021. So,
can we see your injured finger?
It's not really that bad anymore. It was that one, and you could see it's got like a little cut, but it was like all the way across like that. But it's healed.
And this was on the way to an umping gig.
Yes.
Did you do the umping gig, or were you?
I did. My elbow was in a lot of pain too. Like it was sore, but it was nothing obviously broken. But I was the first base umpire, so it wasn't like I had to crouch or anything. We were using 4 umpires. Like I'm telling you, they go crazy with this for the playoffs. They go crazy. Like they kept rotating us, so I did a fairly even amount. But I had to learn. Like I never do 4 umpire systems. So I had to learn first base. I had to learn second base. I had to learn third. But I was watching. It's pretty complicated. It's not that simple.
I'm sure.
Different guys have to go out on outfield fly balls, and then you have to rotate, and you go like the third base umpire is covering second, the first base umpire is calling plays at home. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
So, Abba says 3D is the Tommy Lee of umpiring.
I cannot suck my own dick, though, unfortunately.
Oh, no, don't do that in front of the high school softball team. Even if you could. Not recommended.
Before the next game, I'm going to come out and say, hey, guys, we made it. We're here. You know what? I broke 4 ribs the other day.
I didn't break 1 rib. I didn't break 2 ribs. I didn't break 3 ribs.
No, I didn't break 1 cookie. I didn't break 2 cookies.
I broke all 77 cookies that I put in there. I got a pound and a half of cookies, man. That was very, very nice.
So you fell down right in front of the bakery, and then you went back in. Did they offer you like Band-Aids? Did they seem concerned? Did they give a shit about what happened?
I didn't go back in.
Oh, I thought you said you went back in to get like a bag or something.
No, I went into the like a Stop and Shop or some shitty Soup Seat town to get a bag. Okay. I just was walking on the way, and I didn't realize the blood was all over the bag until like 4 blocks away. So I went into some soup, and I went in to wash my. I didn't even realize my finger was bleeding until I saw the blood on the bag.
Oh God!
And then I had to go in and get a Band-Aid and all that.
Okay. Damn.
Ooh. Very bad.
The guy that ran over you, was he like a food delivery guy, or was it just some kid on a bike?
Was just I think it was just a random citizen on it wasn't a bike, it was a scooter. and I didn't get enough of a good lift, kind of far away already when I got up and realized what happened, but I didn't see anything to indicate he was a food delivery guy, but he could have been. He laughed. I'll never forget that.
That's
he looked
so
at me
fucked up.
like not like a over hard belly laugh, like you dumb fuck. He just kind of went like, huh. And then he fucking turned around and left. I was like, you piece of shit. I'd rather you just did the full on evil laugh, like I could be even like you're just a piece of shit. But this is just like, oh, I just saw something pretty amusing, and he went on with his fucking day. Like fuck you.
I will say, if I was just on the sidewalk watching this unfold and it happened to someone I didn't know, I also would laugh. But it wouldn't be like half laugh. It would be full belly laugh.
I don't even think this is worse than what.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Because he did it. I don't think if you did it, you have enough of a heart to say.
Yeah, no, I would stop and try to help the person up. I wouldn't just.
Right. But if you just do a third party, of course, someone falling down is hilarious.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like if you're driving by and see this.
I would not fault you for that. But if you did it and then you laughed, you're a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, that's. Typically, my neighborhood is nicer than that. Most of it.
It might have been closer to Sunset Park. I don't know. Where does Bay Ridge end?
I'd say like 65th.
Yeah, it was below that for sure. It was in the high 40s.
Okay, so yeah, that's Sunset Park.
Okay, so sorry for besmirching Bay Ridge.
It's okay. There's reasons to besmirch.
Do you know Bush Terminal Pier?
No.
It's like a big park behind all the industrial. It's pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You can see like.
Where is it?
It's on First Avenue, behind First Avenue. And 43rd to 50th Street, something like that.
Okay.
Oh, I actually do know. Yeah.
It's a very nice park.
It's kind of crazy how they've developed that whole area. And yet just a stone's throw away from where Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting and rotting away in jail. Yeah. I can't get over that there is a federal prison right over here.
Gotta go somewhere. I mean, it's got to be somewhere.
You're right. They do have to. Yeah, exactly. Like, where in New York are you going to put it? And like that area prior to the last decade was dead. It was just the side of the highway. It was like the service road of the highway, and that's it.
And industrial, like factories and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's weird how they kept the factories and the freight warehouses, and they just built gentrification around it in a circle.
Well, the thing is, there's no industrialization anymore now. So all those factories have emptied out, and now they're repurposing them as mixed use, like with storefronts on the base, and then fancy loft apartments where things were actually made before. When
Thanks, Joe Biden
produced things.
Yeah. Fucking disinformatia. That's what it is. America's really producing great. It's just the Russians saying that we're not. Or the Chinese. Depends what party you're from. It's either the Russians or the Chinese that are saying that about us. Those lies. If you're a Republican, it's China saying it. If you're a liberal Democrat, it's Russia saying it. But we don't suck. We definitely don't suck.
We're the best. That's what I was told to say every morning of grade school. That we were the best.
I one of the, you know how you have like small moments that you regret in your life, like it's not the biggest deal in the world, but you wish you did something else. Mm-hmm. I wish I had just sat down for the Pledge of Allegiance. Like I wouldn't have changed my life in any way. You know what I mean? And it was just, it's so fun. I knew at the time I had no political awareness at all, right? I didn't know anything I know now about politics.
You don't even know what you're saying.
But I still knew that was stupid. Like we're just like nobody knew what we were saying, like Rob said. And it was like, why are we pledging to anything? What the fuck? Like, do something for me. And I knew that lesson from interactions, like social interactions. Like, don't just give your affection to someone if they're just being shitty to you. So why would I pledge it? You have to earn my allegiance, and then I'll give it to you. I knew that at 8 years old.
Absolutely agree. I think it's beyond fucked up. Like beyond fucked up that we're essentially indoctrinating children into allegiance to America.
No one thinks about it. They just do it.
Yeah, you don't even think about it. Yeah.
And what's weird is like
is it legally binding?
Well, not
you're paper. Supposed to be allowed. You're supposed to be allowed to not do it. You can sit down. You can sit it out, but everyone's gonna like make fun of you. Or it basically causes a stir.
Well, yes, but worse than that, every now and then this pops up in the news, and there's a kid who does it because his parents are atheists or whatever, and they get it. Like they literally get in trouble. Like they get sent out of the class. Like it's not even just mockery. It's like they get in trouble for not pledging allegiance. So it's not allowed on paper. It's supposed to be allowed by the First Amendment, but nobody pays attention to that shit.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for not pledging allegiance? Let us know. RIPLivecast@gmail.com. That's our email address.
Pledge allegiance to the Livecast. How about that?
Freedom! I want to read an email we got actually from Israeli guy. I wanted to talk about this briefly.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Last week we were talking about pride stuff and gay acceptance around the world. And Israeli guy took a little issue with something. He wrote, I just finished listening to the show, and the last bit that Darren said about Israelis killing kids no matter their orientation, that was offensive and also a really unnecessary comment.
Well, can I give the hold on, let me
just finish the statement and then you can address. The reality is that not every Israeli hates Arabs and celebrates the death of a child. Okay, so
I wanted to give the totality of what I actually said, which is that Israelis were having their Pride Month, and right, and then so they were saying how great Israel is towards gay pride and gay acceptance and equality, and I was like, it's true, joking, it's true. They will murder a Palestinian child whether they're gay or not. Their orientation doesn't matter. So it was clearly a joke. But based on a reality that Israel, the government, does kill a lot of children.
Yeah, and I do want to say this is something that I feel like comes up where, like when Darren, I don't want to speak for you, Darren, but when you make such a joke and you say, like when you say Israel does this, it is shorthand for the government. Like you're not saying every Israeli person feels this way. Like, right. And also I want to make that clear too. Like if we have, obviously we love Israeli guy. We've hung out. He's actually visited.
I never hung out with him. I'm more BDS than you guys are, apparently.
Was it me? Was it me, Rob, and
Noah? Yeah. And I have plenty of.
He sends you free stuff all the time, Rob. Be nice to him.
I mean, I love Israeli guy.
I think Israeli guy is a fantastic person and very funny.
Yeah, and so I do want to like if we make such I like that Israeli guy keeps us in check of making it clear not all Israelis.
Well, hold on. So Israeli guy is a great guy. We all agree on that. What I would say though is that Israel's policies towards Palestine are extremely popular with the citizenry. Can we agree on that? I mean, it's not like
I have
just
no idea.
The government
That I
is
don't know.
not doing this unilaterally. Like there's a lot of, well, they are doing it unilaterally, but there's a lot of people who agree with what's going on there. Like every time they do man on the street interviews, they're like, you always see, oh, the rats anyway. Who cares if we're bombing them? It's like vermin. We're just getting them out of the houses and stuff. So you do. There are.
You could say, but that you can't general like you could do man on the street stuff in New York about the war in the Middle East, and you could get those same responses.
Agreed.
From certain people. So it's not. But I wouldn't say everyone in New York.
Not every. I wouldn't say every at all. Like I said, to start this, I said Israeli guy's a nice guy. I may disagree with him about certain things, but I don't think he hates Palestinian people. I don't think he believes in killing anybody, but I do think that there is a predominant strain of conservatism there that is very anti-Arab.
It is certainly further to the right. I would agree. So I do want to read the rest of this.
Sorry,
and I appreciate Israeli guy for you sending this in. He writes, I can tell you about a school my son goes to, which is a public school, not fancy or anything like that. The principal is an openly gay man, and there's even a trans kid in the 5th grade on her way to become a woman. Everyone accepts them. Every kid or parent will approach this child as a she, and that's okay and normal. And there was even some radical idiot that said something in the community blog about it in a negative way, and half the town was immediately against him.
Only half?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just like a saying. His English is rough.
Take him at his word.
But so he concludes
half the city's Jewish.
Half the fucking city's Jewish.
It's a little more than that in Tel Aviv.
Deep cut.
I was born Jewish. Half the fucking city's Jewish.
He concludes, Israelis are not bad people. We have a very difficult conflict we were born into. There's no quick remedy to it. I'm really sorry that you are not content, but there are much worse conflicts in Syria, in Yemen, in Afghanistan. Why are you always giving a bad example of Israel? Because you can be an openly gay person here? He asks. Well, I would argue that, you could be more open about your gayness in Israel, but I'm not sure you can be an openly gay person there because, first of all, it is not legal to get married. There's no protection for gay people for hate crimes. And again, not all Israeli, I think you seem like a pretty progressive person politically. And I'm glad that you live in a neighborhood with such open-minded people, but you can't say that that's everyone there either, and there's a lot of these hate crimes go unreported because the police won't even accept that a crime was committed if a gay person goes to the and this has been documented. So while yes, there is a pride parade, there is a level of acceptance. It's not complete it's almost only surface level acceptance. And then if you get into the real politics of it, of the conflict with Palestine, then things get even muddier. But if we're just focusing on Israel as being accepting of gays, I think there's still there's things that they do well, but there's plenty of room to grow, is how I would put it.
I also want to address the other thing he directly asked me, which is why do I focus in on, or we focus in on Israel and not Yemen and and Syria and so on. The answer is I am not bombarded weekly with how great Yemen and Afghanistan and Syria are, and I am bombarded weekly with how great Israel is to everybody. So I think it's hypocritical to do these glowing pieces about Israel when they are doing pretty heinous shit to their neighbors. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And also, I feel because we live in Brooklyn and we're so we're so exposed to pro-Israeli propaganda more so than we are to anti-Syria or anti-Yemeni propaganda.
Well, I think what he's
Neckbeard has a good take in the comments if you want to highlight that sort of
sure, we'll read it out.
it. Israel asserts itself as a more enlightened, advanced country that the U.S. supports in massive ways, so it's reasonable to hold them to a higher standard than authoritarian, war-torn countries.
I'm a little also confused whether Israeli guy, when he says Yemen, does he mean Yemen, the atrocities Yemen is doing, or like he's saying Saudi Arabia bombing Yemen in the way that Israel bombs Palestinians?
Probably that. I guess.
I assume the Saudi Arabia bombing Yemen, yes.
Because that's perfectly valid to talk about too. I would love to talk about it if someone brings it up, but it just doesn't come up because the media doesn't cover it in the United States at all. Because we are helping Saudi Arabia do it, but they want to not talk about Saudi Arabia as much as possible, whereas they do talk about Israel constantly. Because Israel,
to be fair, we also talk about all of the U.S.'s shitty politics too,
right? And also, Israel is, in most other ways than the Palestinian conflict, more in the 21st century, and Saudi Arabia is in like the 17th century. So, like they're embarrassed to cover Saudi Arabia. They can whitewash Israel more easily, I would say. The other thing is, I feel like with all the gay. The part where he's talking about the trans kid and all the other people in the school, like I feel like he's trying to convince us of something, but I never said that Israel was like really terrible towards gay people. I mean, like Rob highlighted some of the ways in which they could be more progressive, which I agree with, but I feel like that was like sort of a soliloquy that we didn't like, that as if we were saying Israel is like a gay rights like they're in the Stone Age or something.
Yeah.
Like that's not the problem I have with them. It's not, or certainly not the primary problem.
Yeah, and in general, I feel like Jewish people are far more open-minded about that stuff. Like religious
secular
Jewish people.
Oh, you think religious ones are? I don't know about
that. No, I agree. Like yeah, exactly. Like not like obviously. I'm saying a Jewish person in general would be more open-minded to such a lifestyle, such choices that people make than a Christian or a Muslim person. Yes, that's one thing I've noticed.
They're fine with you living a sinful life and going to hell. It's okay.
Yeah, they're just going to be really passive aggressive about it for the rest of your life.
I mean,
it's your choice. It's your choice. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, I wouldn't want you to go to hell, but if you're determined, I'm not going to.
I'm not going to tell my girls about it, but you do what you want. I'll just say you live in the bachelor life. That's fine.
I mean, if you cared, about seeing me in the afterlife and, living with your dear mother for the rest of eternity, you wouldn't do it. But that's...
You ever think about maybe getting a girlfriend?
Yeah. I mean, but you don't care. So it's all right. But, it's okay. We have the next 10, 15, 20 years left together. So that's fine.
Go to hell.
Right. Yemeni guy and Syrian guy should email too. Please do.
Where are they?
rplivecast@gmail.com.
They're both being bombed.
Yeah, if you're not under rubble, if you still have an internet connection.
They all have cholera from Saudi Arabia attacking them.
God.
Starving them to death.
But at least now they have a golf tour they could watch.
That's right.
That's nice.
Saudi Arabia pulled the WWE with the golf now.
Yeah.
They're using golf to whitewash their criminality.
Because the common American folks their hearts and minds can be one with golf.
And who was the big golfer that
Phil Mickelson?
Was he the one that agreed to do it and got in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what about that girl that's a girl? She's a woman. I shouldn't say that, but she's like a Maxim model who's like incredibly hot, and she's like since she's like a golfer, but she's like a 10 out of 10, like incredibly hot golfer. What is her name? Did she go to Saudi Arabia?
I have no idea. I know. Michelle Wee?
No.
That's the only lady golfer.
She's like
and the one Ray Knight used to be married to.
She's like a super tall blonde. What the hell is her name?
Gretzky?
No.
Isn't there like some lady golfer, Gretzky lady, or I don't know.
Rob, look it up. It starts with an S. Her last name. That's the only thing I can give you. Look up hot. I just say hot golfer. I'm sure that you'll find it. Hot female golfer. I'm sure it'll be the first thing. How many are there?
Paige Spiranek.
Yes, Paige Spiranek.
This feels a little gross that I just Googled this.
Oh,
why are you
sorry.
putting this in my history?
Yeah, you're gonna ruin Rob's algorithm.
Rob, you like to look.
It's okay. I did it incognito. It's fine.
You like to look at pretty women, even though you may not be like.
Certainly, but it's so it's this one.
Hello.
You're talking.
Yeah, that's her.
You're talking this one, not the.
Just click the image search on that. I want to really fuck up Rob.
Oh, this is her. Here we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's incredible. But I wanted to know if she went to Saudi Arabia because, like, I don't know if they let women in.
I mean, her appeal would be lost in Saudi Arabia because she'd have to golf in a burqa. Like, what's the thing? It could be anyone.
No, the wrestlers didn't have to. They were like there's musicians that went in like form-fitting attire.
Dusty Rhodes asks, "What's her OnlyFans?" I think she makes so much money. I don't think she even needs to do an OnlyFans.
She's got big Ivanka Trump energy.
I mean, even just from golf, she probably makes a ton of money. Let alone all her endorsements and like
LIV Golf is the.
Is she a good golfer?
I don't even know. Who cares?
I mean, if she's not a good golfer, then she's probably not making that much money from golf.
Well, if you're on the tour, don't you make something?
Did you see that Charles Barkley was asked about this? So, like, they paid a bunch of named golfers to go there, an absurd amount of money, like $200 million a person. And Charles Barkley was asked, and he said basically, like, "Oh, if they gave me $200 million, I'd kill a relative."
he's
got gambling debt.
He's putting it on Craigslist. That wasn't just a joke. Like he's offering. Putting out the call.
It's the off season now. He's got to keep busy somehow.
He got in trouble. Not in trouble. He was in the news recently because a couple of weeks ago, he said if the Celtics lose to the Warriors, he'll eat a giant bowl of horse shit. And they just
did he
lose.
Say that on? Because I saw headlines about it, but I don't remember him saying it on like Inside the NBA. Was it on his podcast or something?
It looks like he said it on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh boy!
I want all the live guys on top of the leaderboard. I want to see the PGA Tour shake it.
Oh, this is the live thing, though.
I mean, listen. I'm not a religious dude. But I won't chaos at the U.S. Open.
All right, I think we all do. It would be awesome. Dustin Johnson might be the only one that can go right now with where he's sitting. Phil had a rough day yesterday. Who knows how all the other guys? But could you imagine Rory already taking shots, right? And like Justin Thomas and them are taking their shots, and Dustin Johnson in there.
Seriously,
promos
brutal.
And the commentators, by the way, we know what side they're on. We know it's not the
commentators. Get to the line.
Phil missed like his.
This doesn't seem to be about
Justin's the only one in contention. I would love to see.
No, I think Rob thought I was saying where did he say the thing about golf?
Oh,
okay.
I meant where did he say the thing about horse shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I can't watch Pat McAfee clips. I don't know why, but it's so distracting that he stands up.
Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing.
It's not even a bad show. Like he sometimes has good interviews, but I have to only listen to it because, like, why are you standing up, dude? Like, what is going on? You hosting Wheel of Fortune? Like, what is the fucking?
He can't focus sitting down.
That was the longest I've ever listened to his show. The only other time I've ever seen any of it was the whole Aaron Rodgers woke mob clip.
I'll recommend something to you, Sid, and you will thank me for this. There's a episode of his show where he interviews Vince McMahon, like recently, and it's the most kiss-assingest interview you would expect that because it's his boss. I mean, he works for WWE.
Pat McAfee does?
Yeah, he's the Monday Night Raw. Oh, it's SmackDown.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought he was just a podcast guy.
But still, he went above and beyond brown nosing, like above and beyond Call of Duty.
He got the job through his like media personality.
So does every big podcast now, you just, as long as you're the announcer for a combat sport, you could have a huge worldwide podcast? Is that like the only criteria?
He had
anymore?
the podcast before he became a.
Okay.
He's pretty entertaining, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, he's actually their best color commentator.
He's like a throwback to like 80s, 90s style announcing.
Well, he's an actual like longtime fan, so he understands the beats and he understands what his role.
So he's a Jonathan Coachman.
Coach wasn't the absolute worst announcer they've had. He was okay.
Who's the worst?
Oh God,
Mark
like
Madden.
The worst person who's ever had a running gig. You mean?
Yeah.
Wow, I'd have to sit here. Michael Cole might be one of the worst.
Oh, no,
he's fucking terrible.
I mean, he's low, but no, the fucking Mike Adamle, that was brutal.
Yes. I said one of the worst. Mike Adamle was, he's worse than Michael Cole for sure.
Forgot about that.
But I just feel like Michael Cole is just Mike Adamle, but more polished. Like, you know what I mean? He's so bad. He's just so bad. I don't know how he stuck around 25 years. I don't know who else has been bad. I used to like Corey Graves, but now he's kind of bad.
Mike Tenay?
Yeah, I mean, he's just bland. What about JBL? He was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Rob's got to hold back because he might have a business venture at some point with JBL. He doesn't want to get in trouble now.
Gonna reform the Acolytes.
He's still living down the Jose Mangan drops. He doesn't want to have to create a whole nother. Rob, say JBL is a piece of shit.
I'm not going to fall for that one again.
Oh, why not? It would be so funny.
I love Jose Mangan.
Yeah.
Do you love JBL?
No.
Rob, now that we're not affiliated with Metal Injection anymore, can I play the piece of shit one? Or do you still
no?
He still might want to get dinner with him next time he's touring the West Coast.
But
I talk to him all the time.
He's not
you
a
talk
dumb
to him
guy.
all the time.
Yeah.
Why?
We talk on social media because we're friends.
He's not a dumb guy. He would know it's just a clip pulled from a show. It's a joke around.
It's just I just don't want him to hear something out of context.
Which the context? You talk to him all the time anyway.
Stop it.
You talk to him every day. Just tell him what the context is.
No.
The context is he's a piece of shit.
Stop it. All right, we're getting out of here, folks. Time is winding down. I want to tell you about our Patreon. Oh, wait, let me talk about our Spotify playlist. Every week, we pick 3 songs and add them to our playlist, and you could check it out. It's called the Livecast Music Break. Search RIP Livecast Music Break on Spotify. You can find it there. My song this week is by a group called Tobacco, all caps, and I'm loving their jams. They make dope beats. It's like a little synthy beats. They have a whole album with ASAP Rocky ASAP Rock from 2019 and Malibu Ken, but that's not the one I like. I like their most recent release. It's an instrumental, and the track I'm highlighting is Full of Doom. The album is Fucked Up Friends 3. It's good. It's my jam. Darren, what did you pick?
I played the song Love Me by Shaggy featuring Janet Jackson. Funny enough, I heard this while it was playing in the bakery right before I almost got destroyed. And I made a mental note while I was in the bakery to put down that I want to play this because it took me right back to the 90s, I guess. And that kind of like when like reggae pop was like everywhere. Every song had to have Shaggy as a featured person or whatever. So yeah, I think it was like, I'm sorry. It was like Janet Jackson trying to sort of having like a midlife, like she just decided spontaneously to be like a sex symbol. So it was from that era, which I really love of her. I was a big fan of hers. And yeah, good shit. Memories, memory lane.
By the way, this week RIP stands for resisting iPhones, which is what Darren is still doing.
To the end. I'm not even really resisting. It doesn't require any resistance. I don't want one.
Rob keeps trying to. You're resisting Rob's advances.
That phone that just broke, that through no fault of the phone, it was my dumbass landing on it, was working perfectly. I got it in like 2018, and it was not slow. It was perfectly perfectly good speed, fulfilled all the functions that a phone needed to fulfill. It was amazing.
Well, I also want to talk about our Patreon.
Wait, I didn't say my song.
No, I'd rather just.
You don't. Okay, fine. We could skip it.
No. What's your song?
I picked "Star-Bellied Boy" by Bikini Kill because somehow I have never put a Bikini Kill song on the playlist, and I knew I had to change that. So that's the one I went with. Oh, come on! Of course. Yeah. Shame on me.
Love the Bikini Kill. It's actually in my time hop. It came up that reunion show that we went to was 3 years ago.
Oh wow, that's right. Yeah, it was great.
Time flies.
King's Theater.
Where we paid the ticket price, and then the day of, prices of tickets completely tanked, and we're like $10.
So WWE
we paid like $70. Mm-hmm. No, WWE stock was fine
for now.
It was seated, but it was fine. It was a nice venue. It was the King's Theater.
So, I mean, was it general admission in the sense that if you bought the cheap tickets, you would have had any seat anyway, or you would have had to have shitty seats?
Well, I think there's the general admission section in the front, and then the seated section in the back, but there's no assigned seats in the seated section, right?
Right.
I think that's what.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
So you really could have just sat anywhere for $10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
No regrets.
It's no regrets at all. But like, it's just crazy with how fluctuating ticket prices are. But anywho, if you like our show, if you had some good laughs, if you like our viewpoints, you want a little bit extra, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. $5 a month. $5 a month.
Bucks and shekels.
Get you all the bonus episodes we've ever done. We have like over 2 years of bonus episodes. We do 2 new ones a month. And you get access to that. You get access to Sid's TV column. It's a bunch of fun stuff. Our most recent episode just went up 3 days ago, where we did another wrestling watch along. We've been enjoying watching bad wrestling matches. Well, the last one we did was a great wrestling match. The previous watch along that we did of wrestling was Terry Funk versus Onita in a exploding barbed wire death match. That was phenomenal.
Yes.
And that was a really fun episode to record with you guys and to watch. This time we tortured ourselves, literally, physically tortured ourselves. We watched WCW Uncensored 1996, wonderful year for bad wrestling, where it was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage in a triple stacked steel cage. That's a steel cage with 3 levels, and they faced the Alliance to Stop Hulkamania, which included such memorable pro wrestlers as Z Gangsta, the former Zeus, Tiny Lister, and the Ultimate Solution. Was that it?
Yes, formerly the Final Solution.
Oh my God.
But changed because of anti-Semitism to something almost anti-Semitic.
So that was the first half, and then the second half of the shitty cage match double feature is ECW December to Dismember 2006. It's crazy. We go a decade further to watch WWE completely mess up a steel cage match, and this was way worse. And it was
worse because it was just not funny to, like, you know what I mean? It was just like bad. But you will enjoy watching it with us.
Yeah.
And the top of the month episode was a sexual links bonanza. We essentially did an entire episode on some more dirtier links that we've had in our queue, and some that's a little too hot for TV, a little too hot for public viewing. And
but But not too hot for Patreon.
Not too hot for the Patreon. And other past episodes include a watch along of the Steve Harvey Show. We discussed that Netflix metal movie, Metal Lords.
Well, the Steve Harvey Judge Show, not like his sitcom.
Oh yeah, his judging
Just
show.
to be clear.
We watched some episodes with wrestlers, some without.
What you looking at?
We also have the Livecast Meme Hall of Fame. We have 6 episodes where we induct classic memes and we revisit them, learn something about them, and have a good laugh. And inductees include Mindy Mayer, I Miss the Old New York, Patty Cake, IO Digital Cable. Who are some? Shlomo. We have
Queen of Vagina.
Bangs.
Queen of Vagina. Bangs. Is Mark B is inducted? I believe.
Mashiach.
Oh yeah, Mashiach.
By the way, yesterday we were driving by a subway station, and then a Hasidic man emerged from the subway with a giant Moshiach flag. Sadly, we drove by too quickly for me to capture a picture, but it happened, I swear.
Was it a flag commemorating Moshiach or the song Moshiach?
I'd like to think the latter, though I don't know for
and,
sure.
Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach.
We also have some great watch-alongs. We did one of The Decline of Western Civilization Part 1. We did one of the awful movie Tiptoes, where Gary Oldman plays a dwarf. Oof. And so fun times. Check out our Patreon. That's $5 a month. And if you want to throw us a few extra bones. Oh, and I want to mention that also comes with Discord rewards. You get a little fun, little color badge in your Discord, because we do have a Discord. You don't need to pay for the Discord. You can be in there for free. The invite link is on every episode.
You can pay for it if you want to.
But if you join our Patreon, you get a little highlighting of your name. It's nice. So if you drop 10 bones, you get a shout out at the end of the show as one of the top Livecast fans of the week. And the end of the show is right now, believe it or not. And how should we do this, folks?
You should do it as Vince McMahon.
No, my throat can't handle that right now.
For 2 minutes? Come on. Where's your dedication to the craft of
I want Eric and Benjamin. God damn it, El Duderino. Dead are Sam I am. Mindy Mayer's Kappa.
Can we get like a happy Vince for a few of these? It's just all furious Vince.
Gender.
There we go. Yeah.
Chasseur.
Now let's get Vince when he just walked in to interview a new paralegal and he found out she's under 25.
Cattle decaf.
Where's my NDA? Draw it up.
Robba Vampiro.
Now Vince, right after he found out that his daughter fucked Randy Savage.
Good for you, buddy.
That's not been confirmed. That's not been confirmed.
Hugo likes tacos. Lando Dax. LaCroix. Corey. And Scotty H. Doug Pigman.
Now he just walked in on Andre the Giant in the shower.
Douglas, who are you, Levison? Hey, guys. It's Josh Mania.
All right.
I wanted to also add something. Did you guys know, and this is a true fact, that the Stephanie McMahon is an anagram for the Macho Man penis?
No way. No way.
It is. Check it out. Check it out.
Great fun fact.
I wanted to play out with something. It's under a minute long, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
We mentioned Steve Harvey. We have not played this in a while, but this is his famous jump speech, his inspirational jump from the end of Family Feud, but it's set to music. So here it is.
I'm gonna share something with you. I'm gonna tell you something that every successful person has to do, including you. Believe it or not, every successful person in this world has jumped. Jump. 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 You got to jump. You got to jump, man. Jump. 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 Before you die, jump. Just jump one time.